Well, folks, we are at the Lake Roosevelt versus Cle Elum Roslyn game. We hustled over here real fast to get in here on the action, and we caught. I mean, if I would have had another 5 minutes, oh my gosh, I wish I would have had 5 minutes. We caught the end of the Warden versus Goldendale game, boys game, loser out. It ended up being a 3-point game. Goldendale had the ball last, inbounded it, came down, put up a shot, went off the rim, and didn't take it into overtime. So, that was another exciting game. I mean, that's what we've been having, one exciting game after another, and that's precisely what happened. And just great to see, I enjoyed broadcasting the game yesterday and getting to know a little bit about some of the Warden players. And the Warden fans were great. We loved them, appreciated them, had some nice comments. It was cool. So they had asked, are you going to be there? Be there. And I said, yeah. And because I thought it was going to be here and the Brewster game was going to be here. Well, it ends up they scheduled them at the same time. The Warden versus Goldendale boys loser out was here, and the girls game, Brewster girls game, was over in the Wenatchee gym. So obviously I needed to run over and cover that game. So I did. As those that were watching saw, it was Bears came out, just went crazy and walked away with the victory, a large margin of victory. I hustled over here hoping to catch the end of that game and be able to broadcast that for Warden. And unfortunately, I walked in and there was literally just, I think, 5.4 seconds left. Warden was up by 3. Goldendale had the inbound, came down, made the shot, and just missed. I mean, it hit the rim and bounced out. So didn't take it to overtime. The Warden goes on. Goldendale's season comes to a close. And this game in front of us is not a loser out. This one is going to be who gets to go to the championship game and face Brewster is what it's going to come down to. So they're going to play and see who comes out ahead, and it's going to go from there. I need to finish setting it up, and then once I have it set up, I will come back on. But for the moment, I'm going to get quiet for a moment. I don't know. I've got to figure out how to do my mic so you only pick me up and you don't pick up the sounds around me too much, because they picked up some of the background music that was playing, and they put some sort of thing on my my feed where I wasn't allowed to use that or whatever. I'm like going, what? So yeah, they cut that out on me. So I was like, ugh. But hopefully we can get this game up and share some. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. If Lake Roosevelt plays like they did yesterday, and like they played in the championship game or in the league game against Brewster, this is going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it. Cle Elum has a good squad. I mean, they were been good the last number of years. A lot of fun to watch, and obviously they're going to be going to state as well. So we will talk a little bit about that here shortly. And all right, I'm going to go grab all right, I'm going to go grab a scorecard. I'll be right back, folks. Well, I'm kind of surprised that Gracie Galando's a senior. I had it in my head that she was a junior this year. But she is an amazing basketball player. A lot of fun to watch. I will say that Cle Elum Roslyn has obviously an experience and age advantage. A lot of these ladies have been playing some quality ball for a while. 19-4 overall record for Cle Elum Roslyn with 6 seniors on the squad and 2 juniors, 1 sophomore, 2 freshmen, and an 8th grader. So, they're a more experienced squad, and I would say they have a height advantage. They got a 6-foot player in Nellie Nichols, and they got a 5'10" Riley Keller, and Jadison Wallach is also 5'11". So they got some height on them. And not that LR doesn't. They've got a few players with some height, but, not the experience. One senior and 5 freshmen. So, a couple juniors. I'm sorry, there's 2 seniors. I forgot about Hallie and Madeline. I thought Madeline was a junior, but Madeline and Hallie are seniors. Olivia and Kinsey are juniors. And then Shay is a sophomore, and so is Chantel. And then you got 5 freshmen underneath that, so it's going to be exciting. 2:41 till this one gets underway. It was interesting. I really like doing the Cle Elum Roslyn games. I was born in and for those that have listened in the past, know I like doing the Cle Elum Roslyn games, regardless of who they're playing, because I was actually born in Ellensburg, lived in Ronald, so I was raised in Ronald for a number of years. Myself and Michael and Anthony Starkovich, the Starkovich twins, we were kind of raised together. Their grandma kind of took care of me. When I was over there, I got cod liver oil with them. Anything they got, I got. So enjoyed Mary and Tom Starkovich, and the Starkovich's dad taught. But I actually ended up going to kindergarten and part of first grade in the Cle Elum Roslyn School District in the elementary school that was down in Cle Elum. And I remember Mrs. Malcolm, my music teacher, absolutely loved her. She really got me enthused about music, and I remember playing different types of little instruments and being active too. She didn't sit and do this. She let you move, and I really appreciated her and really liked her. And of course, her daughter Lisa was a wonderful young lady. Still is a wonderful young lady. We kind of reconnected. Actually, Lisa and the Starkovich twins ended up at Central Washington University when I started there. They ended up going to Wazoo and Montana, but I stayed at Central and stayed in Ellensburg, made that my home for a while, but got to connect with Lisa. And then playing AAU basketball, we run into Lisa, and I've kept in touch with the Starkovich twins, and literally lifelong friends. So appreciate them. My mom had a heart condition, and she'd had strep throat that became rheumatic fever, and ended up we went to Tacoma a lot. So whenever we went, because in first grade, my dad bought a mountain called Whiskey Mountain up out of Orville, Silver Queen mine on it, but it had a bunch of timber, and he was a veneer plant guy, so he built a veneer plant in Orville and got back into the business doing that. So we moved to Orville, which I hated, but I didn't have a choice. But I left, Lisa and the Starkovich twins, Nathan Wise, and I remember coming down, and Nathan invited me to his birthday party, and I got to go to his birthday party on our way to Tacoma, and they treated me really well, and I really enjoyed it, and still in touch with Nathan. Nathan's a great guy. I really appreciate him as well. My family was friends with the Bastarachillas, and there's their children. I got to know them a little bit. They were a little older, but their daughter was my age, and Jennifer. And anyway, a lot of good memories. We'll talk about a little more about Cabin Creek and Vic Monahan here in a bit, but we are getting ready for the Lake Roosevelt Raiders versus the Cle Elum Warriors. Going to be a good one here tonight, I think, or this afternoon, I think. About the same amount of fans, maybe a few more Cle Elum fans. Cle Elum Roslyn is a really good. We're going to have See, Cle Elum Roslyn, 19-4 record. They've lost. The only losses they have had, they beat a lot. They beat Okanagan 88-49. They beat. They lost to Brewster by 5. Brewster beat them 74-79. So Brewster was able to beat them. Grandview beat them 75-84. Napavine got them 47-60. And Kings beat them 44-70. So Kings is a 1A really good school. Recently, they beat Kittitas 72-20, and they beat Mapton 75-29, which is very similar to what Brewster just did to Mapton. They did beat Adna. They played Adna, and they slipped by Adna 51-46, so that was a good matchup. Lake Roosevelt is playing some really good basketball. Their record of 12-9 may not really show that, but they're a good squad, and they've really improved a lot recently. So we'll see how this one comes and goes. So there's Kinsey Brown, Shea Crawlard out there. Well, that's Gracie there. Gracie is an amazing student athlete. She has done really well in the javelin. I remember seeing her when Grant did the javelin that year, and how well they've done. And Gracie was right there. She took second to Pepper. I think she's taken second to Pepper the last couple years in state. So Gracie is an amazing athlete. Nellie Nichols and Kara Coleman out there for them. And there's Cambry Brown. So we got Cambry and Madeline Carmen. And Jadison Wallach. Or Jadison Wallach. And we have Chantel Bakotis out there. And then number 4 is Sienna Smith. I remember Sienna. She's a good ball player too. All right, so. There are so many teams that the coaching staff has a daughter on the squad. And here's 2 examples. Shay's dad is coaching them. Jeremy Crawlard. So Jeremy Crawlard coaching Lake Roosevelt. And then for the Cle Elum Warriors, you got Vince Galando, Gracie Galando's dad coaching. So, again, that's a lot of that. That happens a lot in the smaller communities. All right, so we're getting ready to tip off here. And we're going to zoom in. My camera person took off on me. So they went to do, I don't know if Cle Elum gets the ball. Galando with it. Galando loses the handle. Galando after it. Madeline with it. Gives it over to. Gets it stolen away. Galando up and in. And Cambry with it. Madeline with it. Kinsey. Back to Kinsey. Over to Cambry. Cambry fires. Doesn't drop. But Madeline gets it, but gets blocked. Sorry, folks. And, it's looking like it's doing a little better. We are running on cellular. Their Wi-Fi does not work well. All right, through. Cambry with it. Out to Chantel. Cambry. Kinsey. Kinsey for a 3. Bam. Gets the 3. They don't have. Galando fires, doesn't drop. Rebound, Wallach. Wallach gives it back to Gracie. Gracie up and in. Galando. Cambry with it. Kinsey gives it up to Kinsey. Kinsey gives it back to Cambry. Cambry pulls up, fires, doesn't drop. Madeline comes flying through. Shea ends up with it. Madeline end up getting Shea. All right. Gosh, that girl can hit threes like no tomorrow. 6'4". I call a block on Kinsey. So Kinsey gets a block called on her. Blondo. Nichols. And they're called jump ball. And it'll be Lake Roosevelt ball. All right, so Cle Elum just wholesale subbed in 4 players. Puts it in to Kinsey. Cambry. Chantel. Chantel fires a 3 and sinks it. 9-4. Nichols with it. Driving through. Doesn't get it to drop, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Madeline Carmen. Nichols. She's a good ball player. She is a junior. Nichols gets the first one to drop in. 9-5. See if she can get the second one. Fires, gets the second one. 9-6. Kinsey. Cambry. Kinsey. Oh, Madeline had it there for a second. Cambry to Kinsey. Kinsey for another 3. That girl, man. Wow. And Kinsey steals it and scores again. Coming through, Singer. Singer gets it down, takes it out, trying to get it out. Nichols for the 3, doesn't drop. Good block out. Feed back to Shea, back to Cambry. Cambry back to Shea. Shea drives through, floats one up, doesn't drop. Rebound out of there by Keller. Keller gives it to Singer. And it gets picked off. Kinsey was waiting, yep. So, Kinsey saw that one coming, picked it off. She'll be going to the line and shooting 2. 14-6 currently. So she'll shoot 2. First one is up, and just rims out. Okay, subbing 4 more back in. Kinsey getting ready for the second shot. That one doesn't drop. Wallach gives it to Coleman. Galando spins, scores. Galando, I believe, has all their points, and Kinsey has most of the Lake Roosevelt points. Shea had it and gets tipped away. They're going to say it's Lake Roosevelt ball. Cambry to inbound. Cambry to Kinsey. Kinsey fires another 3. That one doesn't drop. It goes right into Brown's hand. Brown puts it. Oh my goodness! Good ball movement. Doesn't get the shot to drop. Cambry with it, all the way up to Chantel. Chantel. Cambry. Oh, rims in and out. Coleman with it. And say it's Cle Elum ball. Inbound. Coleman drives, floats one up, doesn't drop, streaking in. They call that on Madeline. DeLees comes in for Madeline. Kicks it out. Nobody out on. Coleman doesn't drop, and Shea tries to get it, doesn't. Galando with it. Galando drives through everybody, and she's going to go shoot 2. It's 3 fouls on. It's 4 fouls on Lake Roosevelt now. Galando at the line, shooting 2. Coach asking for some clarification. Galando gets that one. 14-9. Both these teams are going to state. It's great to see this and have this great action, but both teams will go to state. Galando's second shot doesn't drop. Cambry with it, gives it up to Kinsey. Kinsey, DeLees was not ready for that. Back to Kinsey. Kinsey drives, floats one up, doesn't drop. They're going to say it didn't touch anybody. Smith gives it to Coleman. Coleman streaking through. Galando doesn't drop the 3, but Smith with the rebound, out of bounds, and they're going to say Cle Elum ball. So, 7 in. 3 players. Paisley coming in. Let's say jump ball. Her scuffle on the floor. Cle Elum going to inbound it to Nichols. Nichols feeds it out. Fires, doesn't drop. Gives it up to Shea. Shea gives it up to Paisley. Paisley back to Shea. Shea tries to feed DeLees. Gets it taken away by Cle Elum. Nichols with it. Nichols out. Gonna drive. Fires, doesn't drop. And they're gonna say she was on the line. So it'll be Cle Elum ball. So Cle Elum Roslyn with another inbound play. Singer inbounds. Ends up on the ground. They call that one on Galando. So Galando gets the foul. Claire coming in. DeLees coming out. Kinsey. Cambry. Kinsey. Shea. Paisley. Fires, doesn't drop. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry folks. Got watching the game. I apologize. Wow, all the way down to Nichols, and up and in it goes. Baseball throw. Cambry with it. Kinsey with it. Paisley. Cambry. Oh, tries to feed her, but doesn't happen to get to her. So it will be Cle Elum ball, and they are subbing in another squad. Puts it in to Coleman. Coleman going around everybody, feeds it down to Smith. Back to Smith. Tries to feed it through, doesn't get it. It'll be foul 5, so she'll be going to the line now. So Smith goes to the line. Smith fires the first one. That one hits the front of the rim and comes out. Ready to good block out by Lake Roosevelt. Paisley gets it to Cambry. Cambry. Oh, they're going to say Cle Elum. Wallach inbounds to Coleman. Doesn't drop. Paisley with the rebound, and they're going to say it went out of her hands, and they're going to call it Lake Roosevelt. Or, excuse me, Cle Elum ball. Puts it all the way out to Nichols. Nichols out to Smith. Smith hits a three. Tied game with 54 seconds remaining here in the first. Cambry up to Shea. Shea to Paisley. Paisley kicks it out to Cambry to Chantel. Chantel doesn't drop for her. Coleman with it. Smith gets another three. 26 seconds remain. Cambry with it. Shea with it. Shea goes around everybody. Gets it knocked away. They're going to say Cle Elum ball. That must not have been a three. Scoreboard showing 14-16. Cle Elum with the advantage over the Lake Roosevelt Raiders. They're playing everything as hard as they possibly can. Really giving Cle Elum a run here in the first. They had a nice lead Cle Elum wasn't expecting. Cle Elum's able to sub in almost an entire squad, rotate players in and out regularly. Wallach to inbound to Coleman. Feeds it out to Smith. Smith to Nichols, back to Smith. Smith all the way across to Coleman. Coleman feeds it out to Nichols. Nichols fires a three. Doesn't hit. Rebound. And it does not go. And they are not going to say it counted. It shouldn't have counted. I don't think it went. She was on the ground when she fired. Oh, they are counting it. Well, we'll see on the replay. I saw her on the ground. 14-18. So we enter the second. Cle Elum subbing in and out squads. Lake Roosevelt had a good lead there for a while, but they had a determined Cle Elum squad come back on them. Yeah, they're titling it Cle Elum. I wonder if they've dropped the Roslyn piece. So everything I'm seeing says just Cle Elum instead of Cle Elum Roslyn. I'm used to Cle Elum Roslyn. Cle Elum's cheer squad out there. So, see what happens here as the Lake Roosevelt Raiders will have the ball to start the second. 14-18, 8 minutes till half. Cambry with it. Kicks it over to Claire. Tries to feed it. Nichols gets it. Up and in. Cambry. Smith. Galando. Galando just fights her way. And they're saying, there you go, jump ball, and it'll be, oh. The officials are talking. I'm not sure who had the who had the call. Apparently she's calling it on Chantel. So giving it to foul to Chantel, and Wallach will go to the line for the Cle Elum Warriors. Wow, I just found it weird not saying Cle Elum Roslyn. All right, Wallach at the line. Fires. Doesn't get the first one. Claire comes out. Fires, doesn't drop. Save to Smith. Coleman for a three. Doesn't hit. And it will be Lake Roosevelt ball. Cle Elum putting on constant pressure, much like we've seen, well, Lake Roosevelt and Brewster do. Lots of pressure. Cambry with it. We're going to call a timeout. Getting close to the 10-second backcourt rule. 7:14 remain here in the first half of action. 16-18. Cle Elum with a 2-point lead. Impressive how they're subbing in and out and having the entire squads come and go for Cle Elum. All right. Lake Roosevelt to inbound the ball. Kinsey puts it up to Shea. Back to Kinsey. Kinsey drives, kicks out to Cambry. Cambry for a three. Doesn't drop. Wallach with the rebound. Puts it up to Coleman. Coleman streaking. Doesn't drop. Cambry with the rebound. Kinsey kicks it down to Carmen. DeLees. Wow. Ties it at 18. Oh, Coleman was going to throw. Saw it was going to get picked off. Picked it up. Ends up walking with it. 6:44, tied at 18. Cambry. Inbounds to Shea. Shea drives. Floats one up and in. Coleman with it. Brings it down. Galando with it. Back to Coleman. Coleman puts it through to Nichols. Nichols up and in. Chantel with it. Carmen with it. Up and in. Madeline, I should say. 22-20. Coleman with it. Smith. Nichols. Or maybe that was Shea that put it up and in. It must have been Shea. I'm sorry. Shea is the one that put it up and in for that one. Olivia coming in. Madeline coming in. Shea coming out. DeLees came out. Warriors to inbound. Singer into Nichols. Nichols puts one up and in. Tied at 22. Call a foul. Yeah. So that'll be on Singer. Cambry to inbound. It's into Olivia. Olivia to Chantel. Chantel, Madeline. Olivia, Cambry. Olivia, Madeline. Olivia. Doesn't fall. Nichols with it. Nichols bringing it all the way down. Goes through everybody. Ooh, almost out of bounds. Doesn't quite go. and it goes in. 22-24. Going to remain with Roosevelt ball. Squad switching out. 5:03 left here in the second. DeLees and no, it's Paisley. Paisley and Shea coming in. Cambry to inbound. Gives it out to Kinsey. Into Paisley. Cambry, 3. 25-24. Coleman. Doesn't drop. Kicks it out. Coleman with it. Coleman to Galando. Galando driving. Kicks it back to Coleman. Coleman trying to go through. And they're going to say Cle Elum ball. Coleman to inbound. Kicks it out to Galando. Galando gives it out. Back to Galando. Galando looks at the 3. And up and in. Wallach with that one. Up to Shea. Back to Kinsey. Man. Wow. 28-26, 4:08 left here in the first half. Galando. Paisley. Doesn't get it to drop. Coleman with it. Coleman kicks it out. Smith pulls up, little shot, doesn't drop, taps it over to Kinsey. Kinsey up to Cambry. Cambry backs, fires, doesn't drop. Paisley tries to get to it. Cle Elum ball. 3:27 remain, 28-26. And Coleman brings it over, kicks it out. Slim. Galando with it. Galando driving. Up and in. Kinsey to Shea. So it'll be Lake Roosevelt ball. 3:08. Squad coming back in. Rotating his girls. Cle Elum not letting them get wore out. So they're fresh the entire time. LR trying to do that a little bit as well. Paisley gets it taken away. Gets it back. Paisley gives it back to Kinsey. And taken away by Nichols. Nichols gets swatted. It will remain Cle Elum ball. Galando to inbound. Gives it in to, see, Galando looking to fire a 3. Drives around the edge, kicks it out to Nichols. Galando backs up, fires a 3, and it doesn't drop. Tipped back by Paisley. Paisley tries to cover it. That'll be Berkeley Singer to the line for Cle Elum Warriors. She'll have 2. 2:31 remain in the first half, 28-28. Fires the first one and gets it. 28-29. Like his hair, you know, I wish I have to get me a wig like that. Colors actually fit both teams. Gets the second one as well. 28-30. Kinsey. Shea with it. Sinks it. 30-30. Singer. Galando. loses the handle. Paisley drives through, kicks it out to Claire. Claire gets it blocked. Nichols returns the favor after she gets blocked. She returns the favor and blocks. So Cle Elum Warriors sub in and out, 4 players at a time. Cambry. Paisley. On the ground. Going to be a jump ball. Cle Elum ball, 158, 30-30. Wallach gives it in. And they're going to call Paisley for that one.
Raider foul on 22, Fury Smith. Foul on 22, Fury Smith.
So Slimp will go to the line. Slimp will go to the line and shoot 2. Gets that one. And she gets the second one. 30-32. Shea with it. Kinsey. Forces another turnover. Smith down to Nichols. Nichols out. That one does not drop, but there. That one does not drop, but there for the rebound is Wallach. Not. So they're talking about how this is going to play out. 133. And I'm not. So Wallach is going to shoot a couple here. Gets the first one. Gets the second one. Doesn't get the second one. And so they're going to have Slimp. Slimp will shoot 2 technicals. Doesn't get the first one. Gets the second one. 30-34. So Cambry, Claire coming off. Hallie coming in. And Olivia. Kicks it out. Nichols. Gets it taken away. Yep. So Nichols will be going to the line to shoot 2. Nichols gets the first one. Gets the second one. 30-36. Kinsey with it. Tries to put her over the top. He gets batted out of bounds, so it will remain Lake Roosevelt ball. Hallie Picard to inbound. Puts it in to Kinsey. Over to Olivia. Back to Hallie. Over to Olivia. And it will be Lake Roosevelt ball.
Back for the Raiders, 21, Denise Haskins.
Lee's coming in. 54.9 seconds remain here in the first half. 36-30. Tries to feed it into DeLees, doesn't get it. Coleman all the way up to Nichols. Nichols doesn't drop. Galando with it, and they're going to call a foul, and Galando will go to the line. Galando doesn't get the first one. Galando fires and gets the second one. 30-37. Kinsey with it. Olivia with it. And they're gonna, oh man, I'm sorry folks. I was watching Lake Roosevelt did a great job passing the ball coming down, and they saw the player underneath and got it to Madeline, and Madeline went to fire and got fouled. So she'll get to shoot 2 here. First one's off the front of the rim. Second one gets in.
Second again for Lake Roosevelt, number 10, Claire Nicholson.
Into Coleman. Coleman to Galando. Out to Smith. Nichols. Coleman. Fires, does not drop, and ends up going out of Wallach's hands. And it will be Raider ball with 28.1 remaining here in the first half. Into Hallie. To Madeline. Oh, gets it taken away. Pop from behind. Galando with it. Galando's going to fire a 3. Doesn't drop. Goes over to the top of Madeline's head. Galando comes out with it. Feeds it into Wallach. Wallach fires and scores. And doesn't quite get it down in time to get a shot off. So, tied at 30, and then Cle Elum goes on a little run to get themselves an 8-point lead. 31 for Lake Roosevelt, 39 for Cle Elum. When you look at their records, 12-9 Lake Roosevelt, 19-4. Weren't sure how this one was going to play out, but I do expect, I'm impressed. Lake Roosevelt's doing amazing. Kinsey has just done fantastic, and it was fun to watch her hitting those threes and, keeping it close. I mean, it was tied at 30, and that's just kind of like, wow, just impressive to see that. But then Cle Elum showed, one, they are rotating in 4 players at a time, and you're not seeing any loss of quality play. So you see them able to rotate, and both sides are doing amazing. So Cle Elum's doing really well, and that's impressive. And of course, Gracie Galando, really doing a lot to help them. So anyway, Cle Elum Roslyn's going to do a little routine here for us. I am so I don't know why, but Meta comes along and tells me that I've got music playing in the background and gets me in trouble. So we'll see. I might mute the music, but you will see the Or I'll turn the mic down, actually, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the mic down. So you can still hear me, but I don't know if you're going to pick up the background noise. They're trying to figure out why. It's not playing the music for them. Nothing more frustrating. There we go. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be a music that's going to get us in trouble. So I've quieted the music down a lot, but Warriors have a routine here at halftime that they want to do for the fans. We'll see. Tumbling routine here. They got to make sure somebody doesn't get hurt. All right, there we go. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 12 cheerleaders. Man, they got a whole entire squad cheerleaders. Well, it's nice to see. I'm going to mute the music, but you can watch the rest of it. Very nice, very nice. They did a great job. All right. Well. All right. Well, winner of this game plays next Saturday against Brewster. Brewster beating Mapton basically puts Brewster in the championship, and then we're going to see the winner of this game playing in that championship for districts as well. Both of these teams are going to state. Both Brewster and Mapton are going to state. So it's just a matter of district placement is really what the games are about. And obviously your RPI will be impacted with how you do. So we'll see how that goes and how the teams do. You know, oh, see, he's got that same hair. You could have that for Lake Roosevelt too. You know, one of the things I remember living in Ronald is I would go, besides going and seeing the Starkovich twins, who were my neighbors. I mean, they're down a couple doors, but my neighbors, and the Sopers were my neighbors. And Mrs. Soper taught me how to play piano. I got pictures with her when I was little, and I remember that. She was a wonderful lady. And we had the Patrick coal mine office, and I used to go in the office and try and open a safe they'd left in there. It was part of my dad's property there in Ronald, Cle Elum area, but Ronald area specifically. He had the veneer plant there in Ronald. And I remember going up to the coal mines and looking in them. You know, you weren't supposed to go in them, which I never did. There have been some people that did, but maybe not the best idea. But yeah, it was really neat to be involved in that community. And the old number 3 tavern, I'd stop there and get a ice cream or some candy or whatever, and that was always fun. When I got older, I'd go in there for a burger. They made some pretty good burgers. And then of course we got to one of the other things I remember that really appreciated was there was a friend, Vic Monahan. And Vic Monahan had Cascade Pole in Tacoma, but he worked with my dad as well on the veneer plant and different things. And Vic I didn't really have a grandpa. My dad's father had passed away, and my mom's father had passed away. So Vic kind of stepped in and kind of acted like my grandpa. And he did a great job. I really loved Vic, Grandpa Vic, and the Monahans had places up in Cabin Creek up above Easton. and we would go up to Cabin Creek and visit. And I remember they had a now this is dating me. Of course, you all know I'm old. I can't see, so I'm old. 1976. I think I was 6 years old at the time, and we went to Cabin Creek for their 4th of July parade. And Vic had me get up on the caboose. They had this really cool caboose, train caboose, and they had it go through town and had it all decorated out with red, white, and blue, because that was the nation's birthday of 76. So it was pretty awesome to be a part of that, and the memories we created. And I remember Vic also at one point gave me, which I still have it actually, an official Swiss Army knife. I need something to drink. Swiss Army knife. So I got a Swiss Army knife from Vic, and I really kept that as a keepsake and appreciated that. So great memories. There's part of me that, I'm going, man, I wonder what it would have been like being raised with the Starkovich twins and all the community there. And, it was neat. It was neat to hear about the Bastarachia, Basque from Spain background and how they got to the country and different things. Of course, the other neat thing about Roslyn is it was a coal mining community. That's what the whole area was coal mines. And there are some amazing cemetery areas there in Roslyn from the different folks, Croatians, and just amazing to see some of the things they have there in Roslyn. I've went and toured that a few times. And, of course, as we get a little bit older, Nathan Weiss and I were connecting up, and lo and behold, they were Nathan's daughter ended up going to Washington State University, like her dad. And my oldest son went there, and she was still in school when my son started. She's a little bit older than my son. But we went to a tailgater with them, and they were so kind and generous with their time and showed us, kind of what to expect at Wazoo. It was Isaac's first year there before COVID hit. And we really enjoyed it and had a good time, and with the Weiss family and Nathan's daughter and the whole bit. It was really cool. Really appreciate it. Well, we're down to 56 seconds. I've chatted away here at the half as we prepare for the second half and what's being a really good game. I'm curious how many people were expecting this. I was, after watching Lake Roosevelt really play some solid ball the end of league and then in the league tournament especially, and then their game yesterday. I mean, they've played really well. So it's fun to watch, fun to see. And like I said, tied up at 30. And then, Cle Elum was able to pull away a little bit. Lake Roosevelt, I really appreciate them and their community, and a lot of tie-ins there with Babe Ruth baseball. And my sons both played with Nichols and Egberts and different families from the Lake Cle Elum area. From the Lake Roosevelt area. We had some places up near Lake Cle Elum. That's why I keep saying that, so I apologize, folks. Hopefully the stream isn't too bad. I know we've had it show green, we've had it show yellow like it is right now, so it might be laggy, and I apologize, but they told me that their Wi-Fi sucks right now, and I know that. I tested it. It was bad. So we're running cellular, and the one thing is we are recording it locally, so when it's all said and done, it's actually a nice stream following the game, but during the game it's a little shaky, so sorry about that. Oh my, jump ball. All right, well, Cle Elum with the ball. Gives it to Smith, gets it out to Galando. Galando for the three, doesn't drop. Cambry with it. Cambry gets it out and up to Chantel, up to Shea. Shea up and in. 33-39, and Shea will be going to the line to shoot one. Shea seeing if she can get this one. Doesn't get it to drop. Glondo down to Coleman. Coleman fires, doesn't drop. Nichols kicks it up. Over to Kinsey. Kinsey's shot doesn't drop. That's the first one that hasn't dropped for her. Coleman with it. Nichols, Smith. Shea with it. Shea pulls up, stops. That one doesn't drop. Coleman up to Nichols. Nichols just stops and lets her go by. Gets that one up. 33-41. Madeline with it, gives it up to Kinsey. And gets it over to Gracie, and Gracie up and in. So 33-43. Cambry. Their passes are getting picked off. Cle Elum just going at it. Glondo up and in again. 33-45. Cambry with it. And coach is like, okay, guys, time to settle down. Let's come talk about it. Watch these passes. 33-45. 6:09 remain. Cle Elum cheer squad coming out again. Lake Roosevelt squad on the other side. I appreciate all the student athletes, including the cheer squads. So great to see them out here. All right. Lake Roosevelt talking about it, discussing what he wants to see to break the pressure of Cle Elum. Looks like Cle Elum is going to have some young ladies able to step in, but they do have 6 seniors that'll be graduating this year, including Glondo, Wallach, Smith, Keller. Madeline to inbound. Puts it in. Cambry with it. Cambry drives through traffic. Kicks it over to the side. Cambry gets it back under control. Gives it to Shea. Shea for a 3, and she gets fouled. She'll be firing 3. Nichols with the foul. So Shea at the line. Fires, gets that one. Shea fires the next one, gets that one. Nope. Darn it, what'd I do wrong? 35-45, and gets that one. 36-45, Glondo. Coleman, Smith, Coleman. Glondo. Coleman, Nichols for a 3. 36-48. Gets it tapped away. Brings it back in. Coleman up to Nichols. Back to Glondo. Doesn't drop. Fires it out. Coleman with it. Doesn't drop. And Glondo up and in. And Glondo up and in. Madeline with it. Madeline with it. Cambry. Cambry. Kinsey. Shea with it. Shea travels around, thought she was going to get Madeline coming across, but Madeline was coming across too soon. So Chantel coming out. Lake Roosevelt will be going in. DeLee's coming in. Madeline coming out. Cle Elum put in a new squad. Singer to Singer. Nichols for another three. That one doesn't hit. Cambry with it. Cambry around traffic. Wallach gives it out. Nope. Paisley with it. Paisley fire, yeah, man. Paisley 38-50 gets it stolen away. Cambry with it. Cambry hits a three. 41-50. Feeds it up to Singer. Singer to Slimp. Slimp fires, doesn't drop. Singer with a rebound. Nichols with a rebound and put back. 41-52. Kinsey. Cambry. Shea. DeLees. Paisley. Kinsey. Nope. Singer with it. Slimp to Nichols. Nichols fires, doesn't drop. They're going to say Cle Elum ball. And they're going to. Cle Elum subbing in a 4 again. He's resting out his starters, and his backups are doing great. Galando with it. Slimp doesn't drop. DeLees gives it to Kinsey. Kinsey gets it taken away by Galando, and she's going to get fouled. (41-52). Galando gets the first one. Galando sinks the second one. Timeout. Quite the crowd from Cle Elum here. Cle Elum, man, I want to say Cle Elum Roslyn, but I know it's so in Cle Elum now. All right, both coaches talking with the team and what they want to see them do here as we're winding through the third. And I saw a post about them wanting Wi-Fi, and that was it. The AD's like, hey, we've got to guess Wi-Fi. And then he goes, oh my gosh, it sucks. And he got a hold of their IT, and they're going, oh. So wasn't able to get it working. So that's why we're running on cellular. And yeah, I wish I had better news. Wish it was stronger, and I apologize, but at this point there's nothing I can really do about it, unfortunately. But we'll make some changes if they host it again next year. All right, Olivia up to Shea. Shea cross court. Olivia puts one up, doesn't drop. And unfortunately that was Paisley fighting with Shea over the ball. So Cle Elum will have the ball here with 3:17 remaining in the third. Cle Elum to inbound. Wallach with it. Puts it in to Coleman. Coleman streaking across. Kicks it out to Smith. Back to Coleman. To Galando. Galando puts it out to Coleman. Coleman for a three. Doesn't drop. Galando comes up with the rebound. Doesn't get the putback. Wallach doesn't get the putback. Kicks it out to Coleman. Coleman fires it over to Smith. Smith pulls off to the side and sinks one. 41-56. Shea going up the side. Kicks it back to Kinsey. Olivia back to Cambry. Cambry puts it in to Paisley. Paisley makes some moves, doesn't get it to drop. Wallach gets the ball away. Coleman, foot race down, gives it to Nichols, up and in. 41-58. Lake Roosevelt all the way over to Olivia. Shea doesn't drop, and Nichols comes away with it. And what are they going to call? They're going to say somebody got her. They're going to call that on Shea. Claire in the game for Lake Roosevelt. Coleman with it. Coleman streaking up the side. Crosses the timeline, just goes all the way. Feeds it down to Smith. Gives it to Glondo. Glondo goes and tries to feed it up and in. Doesn't quite get it to drop, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. 41-58. 1:52 remain here in the third. Gracie gets the first one. Oops, wrong way. 41-59. Gets a second one. 41-60. Cambry. They're going to call a block on Glondo. So Glondo into Cambry. Up to Kinsey. Pressure the entire game. Cambry for a three. Gets it. 44-60. Coleman with it. Out of Smith's hands. Madeline going to come in. So Madeline in for Paisley. Cambry with it. Kinsey. Cambry. Goes across. Feeds it to Kinsey. Kinsey. Shea with it. Shea up and in. 46-60. 1:10 remain here in the third. Nichols fires, doesn't drop. Wallach gonna have a jump ball. And in comes another squad for Cle Elum. Madeline puts it in. Kinsey with it. Kinsey gets it tipped out by Singer, Grace Singer. Claire with it. Back, or Cambry. Kinsey sinks the three. 49-60. 45 seconds here left in the third. Kicks it all the way out. Singer with it. I should say. Feeds it to Wallach. Claire with it. Going to be jump ball. 25.5. And Cle Elum ball. Wallach Inbounds to Singer. Grace Singer. Gets it. Back to Madeline. Cambry. And with 13.4, Lake Roosevelt will inbound. Cambry to inbound. Kinsey. 52-60, 7.6. Slimp, and they fire, does not drop, does not count. Nope, not gonna count that one. Okay, at the end of 3, 52-60. All right, that was interesting. All right, down to the final 8 minutes. 52-60. Cle Elum on top. Warriors starting squad out on the floor. Quality team, I think they're 9th in RPI. Brewster was able to get by him by 5 the first time they ran into each other. All right, Lake Roosevelt ball to start the 4th. Into Cambry. Cambry over to Kinsey. Kinsey into Shea. Shea fires, gets fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gets that one. 53-60. Second one doesn't drop for a Wallach with the rebound. Outlets to Coleman. Coleman down to Smith. Smith drives, feeds it to Wallach. Wallach out to Nichols. Nichols bobbles it. Feeds it into Wallach. Wallach just putting it down. Nichols with it. Nichols trying to get her way around. Doesn't. Saying she traveled. 7:29 remain in the game. 53-60. Warriors with the lead. Inbound to Kinsey. Cambry. Madeline. Great ball movement. Crawlard for 2. Shea with a feed from Madeline. Smith to Galondo. Galondo cuts through everybody, puts it up and in. 55-62. Madeline, Cambry. Back to Madeline. Cambry, Kinsey, Cambry. Cambry fights through, Nichols with it. Kinsey wants the ball. Nichols with it. Coleman, Galondo. Galando's going, let me see what I do. Smith bobbles it a little bit. Coleman with it. Coleman. And they're going to say it stays with Cle Elum. Slimp comes in for Smith. Nichols fires, doesn't drop. Wallach, but she's going to go to the line and shoot 2. So Chantel with the foul. Wallach, 55-62, 6:24 remain. Fires, gets the first one. 55-63. Wallach. Second one doesn't drop, but Galando with the rebound and the putback. 65. 55-65. 6:15 remain. Kinsey. Wow. 58-65. That girl can shoot. Winner will face Brewster in the district championship next Saturday. Loser will play for third or fourth against Mabton. All four of those teams are going to state. The final one will be determined next Saturday. There is a loser out game going on over in Wenatchee right now with Okanagan ladies playing Kittitas ladies. Loser of that has their season closed. Winner will then face White Swan for the final spot to state. Wallach to inbound. Coleman with it. Crosses the timeline. Kicks it out to Galando. Galando out to Slimp. Slimp drives, tries to feed it in, doesn't get it. Kinsey with it. Kinsey kicks it down to Cambry. Cambry to Shea. Shea out to, or Madeline to Chantel. Cambry with it. Over to Shea. Going to say jump ball is what they're going to say. Yep. So it will be Cle Elum ball. DeLees comes in. Coleman with it. 5:27 remain. Coleman across the line. It's out to Galando. Galando gives it to Nichols. Out to Slimp. Slimp fires, doesn't drop. Fight for the ball. I'm going to say it's Cle Elum ball. Coleman to inbound. Out to Nichols with it. Coleman. Nope, that was Slimp. Sorry. Doesn't drop for her. Galando gets the putback. Cambry with it. Shea tries to, whoa, they're going to say jump ball. Yep. And that'll be Lake Roosevelt ball. Lake Roosevelt to inbound. DeLees fires, doesn't drop. Nichols gives it to Coleman to Galando. Galando kicks it out to Slimp to Nichols. Yep. And Nichols for that one, lowered her shoulder. .431 remain, 58-67. Paisley coming in, Claire coming in. End Kinsey. Kinsey to Cambry. Cambry moves across, hits Kinsey. Claire with it. Paisley with it. Claire. Shea. Doesn't drop. Paisley with it. Paisley fires, doesn't drop. Nichols with it. Coleman with it. 3:57 remain. Slimp, Coleman. Slimp feeds it to Nichols. Nichols with 3 people on her. They're going to count the basket, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. 58-69. She'll go to the line to see if she can get one more. 3:39 remain. Nichols fires. Doesn't drop. And say it went off of Slimp. Cambry with it. Paisley with it. Back to Cambry. Claire with it. Cambry. Kinsey. Nope. Down on the floor. And they're going to say White. 3:16. Oh, he wants to. So Cle Elum calls a timeout to talk about their inbound play. I wish we had a better signal, folks. I apologize. Got 2 bars of signal in here, so I'm sure it's being a little jerky. After the game, obviously, it'll be great once it's recorded up, but for now, I apologize. I will talk with them about next week. I'll email them and offer to chat with their IT departments and see if there's something we can do to provide a little better coverage for streaming. (58-69). Cle Elum in the lead over Lake Roosevelt. Both teams back out on the floor. 3:16 remain. Wallach, Coleman. And let's say block on somebody. That's on Claire. Glondo to inbound. All the way into Nichols. Fires, does not drop. Cambry with it. Shea with it. Shea just goes through everybody and is going to get. So Shea at the line. Shooting 2, 3:02 remain. Fires, the first one comes off the front of the rim. Gets that one. 59-69. Londo with it. Up to Coleman. Londo. Up and in. Cambry. Kinsey. Up and in. 61-71, 240. Nichols. Up and in. 61-73. Cambry. Yeah. 2:27 remain in the game. Cambry to inbound. Cambry to Shea. Shea to Claire. Shea with it. So doesn't drop, but gets the rebound. And she'll be fouled and go to the line. So Shea to the line. So Shea gets 2 here. 61-73. Gets the first one. Doesn't get the second one. Wallach with the rebound. Gives it out to Coleman. Coleman back to Smith, back to Coleman. 2:07. 62-73. Galando with it. Galando into Nichols. Nichols turns, fires, doesn't drop. Rebound by Madeline. So timeout with Lake Roosevelt. 62-73, 1:55 remain. Tri-Cities Prep basketball team boys getting ready to take on Columbia Burbank here. All right, team's going back out on the floor. All right, I am getting some folks that want to watch the Tri-Cities Prep versus Columbia Burbank game. So I've got enough. Okay, we'll talk about that as soon as this game's over. Cambry fires, doesn't drop. Madeline with shot doesn't drop. Coleman with it. 1:33 remain. And Nichols puts it in. 62-75. Shea with it. Kicks it out. Galando, or no, Nichols. Nichols up and in. Down to Claire. Coleman with it. 1 minute remain. 62-77. Galando with it. 20 on the shot clock. Coleman with it. They're going to burn as much clock as they can. Smith with 12 seconds remaining. Galando with it. Galando kicks it out to Nichols. Nichols fires. (62-79). Kinsey with it. Gets it picked off. Saw that pass coming. Nichols again up and in. 81. 62-81. This was a close game until it came down here to the fourth quarter, and Cle Elum's just taking control and wore down the Raiders. And pass is not dropping. Ooh. Cambry almost gets that one to drop. And that is your final score. 62-81. 62-81 for the Cle Elum Warriors. They will take on the Brewster Bears next weekend in district championship. Bears beat them by 5 in Cle Elum a few months ago. Lake Roosevelt put up a heck of a battle, but just not able to get the win here today. They will play for 3rd and 4th against the Mapton Vikings next Saturday. Folks, we all right, I've got a number of folks. Yeah, I wish we had a better signal. Oh, Sasha, possible shout out. Wenatchee Valley College Knights are also playing today in Wenatchee, Smith Gym against Columbia Basin. Men's game at 2, women's game at 4. So Christian Jones from Tonasket will be playing, Tegan Mullen from OMAC. On the women's side, Hallie Adolph from OMAC and Celia St. Pierre from Lake Roosevelt. That's great. So that's awesome. Go Knights. Devin. Okay, folks, I've got Devin and Alyssa Bell. So Alyssa Bell, Devin Piercefield, and who else we got? We got somebody else. I think those are it. So we got a couple folks interested. If we can get some donations, I would be happy to stay here and broadcast the next game. Obviously, understand that it's going to maybe be a little jerky, but hopefully we would do it. And right now, you are the 2. Oh, no, we got another one. Yep, so we got 3 people with Renee. And I got Katie Connors asking if we're going to. We're not too late. So tell you what, folks, I've got 3 folks interested in donating. And if we can get some folks donating, we'll be happy to stay here. Signal cutting out, yep. And I apologize. I wish I had a better option for signal, but I currently don't. We will work on it for next weekend, I'm sure. All right. Hannah Allen. All right. Well, I'm going to go see if we got some folks donating at the GoFundMe site. And if we get enough or we're close, I will go ahead and stay here. Well, awesome. Update here. The Okanagan ladies have beaten Kittitas 44-35. So Okanagan ladies are going to be playing for the final spot to state on the ladies' side against White Swan next Saturday. So Okanagan ladies will play another day. We got on the ladies' side, we'll have Brewster playing Cle Elum in the district championship. We'll have Lake Roosevelt playing Mabton for 3rd and 4th. And we'll have Okanagan playing White Swan for 5th and 6th. 5th place would be oh, we're getting a lot of feedback here. We got a lot of folks interested, so if we could get that, let me where's my GoFundMe? All right, well, yeah, I was just checking the feed. When I'm broadcasting, I don't see any of the feed coming across. So Apologize for that. All right.
Based on what you've been listening to, Pandora is giving you an A+. That's our premier adult alternative station, stocked with all flavors of life. Give us 10 minutes and we'll prove that A+ is for you. Check out a listen.
All right, so back. All right, folks, we can stay here. I am going to say that I got a few people interested in donating, and I know there's no other option, so I would be happy to do that. All right, and okay. All right, I've got enough. Ooh, yeah, I should have enough battery to make it. And I got enough battery over here to make it. So I think we're good. You know what, folks? I know some of you are we're trying to see what we can do here. All right, folks. we have a number of folks interested in this game, and I've got enough battery to do it. So we're going to go ahead and stay here. So if you come on live, you will see us. I'm going to get this changed up. And we've got 3 folks say they're interested. And you know what? I really appreciated our great friend in they came and played for Columbia Burbank. So we're going to stay here and watch this one. Let me put you on hold, folks. I'll be right back. All right, we've got about 5 or 6 people that have come asked us if we are streaming it, and we're going to stream it, folks. So with that said, let me get this thing set up. I'm going to trust that we're going to get enough donations to cover all the fees, and donate what you can, folks. Quincy Scott is a family friend, and I love Quincy. Great young man, great family. Love him to pieces, and I know this is his alma mater from last year. We broadcast some games because of Quincy, so we're going to stay here because there isn't any other option for folks to watch it. I'm torn, folks. I'm telling you, I love Okanagan. There's some seniors that played with my kids over there, but NFHS has an option for the Pixelot over there. Here, there isn't, so we're going to remain here, and we'd love to see $100 total, but if we get 50, I'm happy. So let's see what happens. Anyway, I appreciate it, folks, and I appreciate any that you're able to donate. Love it. We're here. Let me get this thing set up and grab. Actually, I'm going to go grab the lineups, and then I'll get back here and get the rest of it set up. But yes, we will broadcast this. Oh, I guess the IT department here's a bunch of Nazis. I'm going to have to feed them Mountain Dew. That's how you get IT to do anything, folks. You give them Mountain Dew. If you do that, they'll like you. What some of you may know is I'm actually an IT director. So I understand where IT comes from, and I get it. And we're going to, I wonder if I've got, I don't know if I've got their logo. I don't think I do. All right, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to do colors. So, folks, I apologize. We're going to do blue for Tri-Cities Prep. And we're going to do, oh, that would probably be backgrounds. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. All right. And then we'll do, what color are we going to do for, come on. I apologize. That really doesn't fit, does it? Backgrounds, that's not it. Gradients. We could do a purple, I guess. So we'll do purple. Done. Done. And Columbia.
Welcome, basketball fans, to the Central Washington District 5 2B basketball tournament for our last game of the day at Eastmont venue. It is the Columbia Burbank Coyotes, the home team on the scoreboard.
Reset. All right. Well, kind of got it.
At this time, we would like to introduce the teams for tonight. We'll start with the reserve players, where each team will begin with
All right.
Jaguars of Tri-Cities 0.
So, Tri-Cities Prep has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 10 seniors. Wow. 10 seniors. 2 freshmen, 19 and 2. In their last meeting, Columbia Burbank beat them 49-51. Columbia Burbank has 3 seniors. 1, 2, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. So obviously a younger squad with a 13-9 record. The first time they played, Tri-Cities Prep beat Columbia Burbank 31-71. The second time they played was 32-58, and then they beat them 51-49. Wow, it's quite the turnaround. I'm sure Tri-Cities Prep is looking forward to some revenge here tonight to hopefully make up for that painful loss that they had just recently. Tri-Cities Prep was able to beat Liberty Bell yesterday to advance to this game. So, we got head coach for Columbia Burbank, Todd Shoemaker, and we have Mason Shoemaker, Brody Shoemaker, and Trent Shoemaker. So we got 3 Shoemakers. So I guess Columbia Burbank, I'm going to use first names. We'll see. Might use first names on both, so I didn't get a chance to really go chat with him. All right. All right. Well.
The athletic trainer is Whitney Cowan. The officials for tonight's game have been assigned by the Central Washington District 5 and are registered by the Washington Officials Association. Their officials are Mike Wold, Mike Barton, and Tracy Eichenberry. Once again, Prep, McClure, Elliott, Weezy, Hyatt, and Weezy. For the Coyotes, Mason Shoemaker, Brody Shoemaker, Trent Shoemaker, McVicker, and Good.
All right, folks. We Oh, we are solid, people. We appreciate the support, and we're happy to do this here tonight. And we will be broadcasting the district playoffs game next Saturday as well, so we'll use some of the donations for that too. All right, so Tri-Cities prep. Colin Sweezy puts it out to Lane McClure. I remember McClure from last year. McClure feeds it in underneath. Landon Levy drops it. Brody to inbound. Brody puts it into JJ. Back to Brody. Over to Mason. Back to JJ. Puts it in underneath. Shot up by Trent. Doesn't quite hit. Rebound. Nice job. Back. Oh, moves through. Gets it tapped. Good pass out. Trent with it. Gets it tapped away, out of bounds. And it'll say Columbia Burbank. So Columbia Burbank ball. Trent inbounds to Brody. Brody brings it across the timeline. Kicks it out to Trent. Ooh, almost gets taken away. JJ recovers, gives it to Mason. Mason for a three. Gets the three. Come on. There we go. All right. McClure gives it to Elliott. Levy over to Height. Height to McClure. McClure for a three. Ties it up. Mason over to Brody. Back with Trent with it. Trent tries to feed it up, but Tri-Cities Prep breaks that up. McClure with it. McClure kicks it out to Height. Height comes around, feeds it inside to Sweezy for the two. 3-5. Ooh, does not drop. Rebound comes out of there to Height. McClure brings it across the timeline. Oh, no, that's McClure for the shot. Doesn't drop. Oh, rebounded and put back by Elliott. 3-7, 5:32 left here in the first. JJ with it. Kicks it down to Trent. Gets it tipped out of bounds by McClure. So it'll be Coyote ball. So Columbia Burbank to inbound. Mason into JJ. Gives it back to Mason. Mason gives it to Trent. Trent kicks it to Brody. Brody fires deep three, hits the front of the bucket, but doesn't go in. McClure with it. McClure comes across the line. Kicks it down to Elliott. Out to Sweezy. Sweezy to Height. Height makes a move, doesn't drop. Mason to JJ. JJ to Trent. Trent back to JJ. JJ just floats through. No shot. We're going to call a foul on so Levy gets the foul. JJ with it. Levy comes out. Ganem goes in. Gives it back to JJ. Ooh. JJ comes across the timeline. Back to Mason. Ooh, gets it tagged away. McClure comes down with it. Doesn't drop. Sweezy. Height for the three, doesn't drop. Rebound comes out to Justin. Brody gives it to Mason. To Justin. To Brody. Brody fires and hits the three. 6-7. McClure with it. Brings it across the timeline. Out to Gannon. Sweezy. Sweezy out to Elliott. McClure. McClure for a deep three. Oh, hits it. 6 to 10. Sorry about that. Puts it into Justin. Over to Trent. Trent. JJ has it. JJ out to Trent. Over to Brody. Brody puts it up and in. McClure. 2:50 remain here in the first. Sweezy back to Sweezy. Sweezy looking to see what he can do. Feeds it up, doesn't drop. Trent with the rebound, gives it to Mason. Mason kicks it over to Brody. JJ with it. JJ to Trent. Justin. Justin gives it to Trent. Mason. Wow. Oh, feeds it to Sweezy. Sweezy, oh, doesn't get it on the first shot, but gets it on the back end. How tall is Sweezy? Yeah, he's 6'7". Wow. Kinzer, Grady, Kinzer, and Jace is coming in for Cleve Burbank. Sweezy fires, gets the three-point play. 11 to 13. Brody with it. JJ with it. Down. And Brody up and in. Tied at 13. McClure drives, feeds it. Oh, goes in. Not supposed to be. JJ with it. JJ kicks it out to Brody. Brody to Jace. I'm going to say Sweezy is, I think he's going to call it on Sweezy. Let's see if that's who he calls it on. 10. No. So that one is on Ganem. Mason to inbound. Gives it to JJ. JJ comes across. Gives it to Jace. Jace gives it to Brody. So that one's going to be on Elliott. Columbia Burbank to inbound. Kicks it all the way down. Brody. Brody brings it across. Kicks it over to Jace. Jace for a three, doesn't drop. Sweezy with the rebound. McClure. Across the timeline. Sweezy over to Ganem. Ganem. McClure. McClure from the corner. Doesn't drop. Rebound. Let's see. Who are we going to get it? Oh, Sweezy for a three. 13-18. JJ with it. JJ goes around, up and in. 15-18. McClure. McClure sets up, goes through, gets it tipped away. Oh, just misses a three-quarter court shot. So at the end of one, 15-18. And we will go to the second. Yeah. Quincy was an amazing student athlete and young man. Appreciate him and his family. When they'd come to the Okanagan County Fair each year, and we'd have a good time chatting with them and you know, just hanging out for the week while we're at the fair. And Quincy played a lot of baseball with Grant, and they did really well in their tournament team. And I think they played just a little bit of basketball together. And of course, Quincy was an amazing basketball player, also a really good baseball player. But no, it was neat to watch him and watch him in his final season last year. I saw he's playing for Western Colorado. That's awesome. All right, Columbia Burbank to have the ball to start the second. Trent with it, brings it across, gives it to Jace. Jace gives it to Trent. Trent to Brody. It's a new quarter. So that is on height. Kicks it out to JJ. JJ tries to feed it to Grady over the top. Peterson not able to. Driving, kicks it out to Peterson. Peterson turns, spins, tries to feed it up, doesn't, but he'll be fouled. Are they going to call it a shooting foul? Or on the ground? I think it's on the ground. So that foul is going on Grady. Inbounds to Peterson. Gives it to Sweezy. McClure. Height. So Levy floats one up and in. So Levy going to the line. Levy at the line. Gets it. 15-21.
Second game for Columbia Burbank, number 10, Justin Good, checking in for the first time.
Traeger and Justin going in for Columbia Burbank. 7:08 remain here in the first half. JJ with it. Brody. Trent, Brody, JJ. JJ for a three. Doesn't. Oh, it was a pass. That was a pass to Trent. So Trent with two. 17-21. Oh, Sweezy. Doesn't get it, but bats it up and in. .6'7". Man. Well, we are glad you guys caught us. we were going to get ready to pack up and go over and watch the Okanagan boys. We got a couple players on there that are good family friends and appreciate them, and was going to go do that, but I had thrown it out if you guys were interested, and obviously you were. So happy to broadcast again. I was trying to get a Wi-Fi connection here, but their IT department is out, and they can't check his security cameras, and the IT person is gone, and sounds like I have some challenges. But if there's going to be some games here next week, I'm going to see if I can talk to the IT folks and get some decent connections. All right, we've got Trent with it. Brody back to Trent, back to Brody. JJ looks at a three, kicks it over to Trent. JJ kicks it over to Justin. Justin shoots and makes it. 19-23, 6:12 left in the first half. McClure, Sweezy, and Height gives Elliott. Back to Elliott. McClure, Sweezy for a little shot. Doesn't drop, gets tapped. Elliott gets it, kicks it out to Sweezy. Elliott drives around and floats it up and in. 19-25. JJ with it. Over to Trent. Mason with it. Or no, sorry, that wasn't Mason, that was Brody. JJ thinks about it. Little concern, back to Trent. Trent gives it to Traeger. Traeger gives it to Trent. And 11 will be his second foul. So Height will come out and Levy comes in. Mason to inbound. Puts it into Trent. Trent comes across. Hands it off to Traeger. Traeger out to Brody. Mason to Trent. Brody. Traeger with it. Shot put up. Doesn't drop. Goes over the top. Elliott with the rebound. McClure with it. 4:55 remain in the half. Elliott with it. Kicks it out to Levy. Levy with it. Or, I'm sorry, Trent with it. Brody. Wow. McClure. Sweezy coming in. JJ coming back in. Sweezy. Puts to Peterson to Elliott. Sweezy. Levy. Elliott hits a McClure hits the three. JJ brought it across the timeline. Wow. Wow. Man. McClure fires the three, doesn't drop. Rebound and put back by Peterson. 25-30, 3:21 remain. JJ with it. JJ drives, puts up a little shot, does not drop. Rebound and put back by Trent. McClure. Sweezy. Levy doesn't drop. Sweezy with it. Doesn't drop. That'll be the first foul on Brody. Sweezy to the line, 27-30. Fires and gets that one. Peterson comes out. Ganneman. Sweezy fires the second one and gets that one as well. 27-32. Trent with it. Across the timeline. Mason with it. Trent. JJ. Trent. Ends up, as time expires, Levy brings it down across. Sweezy with it. Ganem with it. Ganem up and in. 27-34, 2:08 left here in the first half. Nope. Columbia Burbank with a timeout. 2:01 remain. 27-34. Well, folks, we appreciate everybody that's been able to donate when covered everything well, and hopefully that'll give us a little bit to use next weekend as well, as both these teams will be going to state, and they will be playing for either the boys championship or boys third and fourth. So depending on where they get put, the good likelihood that we'll there's a good possibility we might cover their games. We're going to try and decide. Obviously, we're going to cover Brewster games, but beyond that, we haven't really decided what we're going to be able to do next weekend. So, Lake Roosevelt game, hopefully. All right. Both teams headed out onto the floor. Well, Tri-Cities Prep's out on the floor. Columbia Burbank, coach talking with him, telling him what he wants to see here in the last couple minutes of the first half. So Tri-Cities Prep inbounds. 2:01 remain in the first. 27-34. McClure spins, floats it, tips it out. Elliott to McClure. Elliott with it. Over to Ganem. Sweezy. McClure. Elliott. Oh, Levy. 1:28 remain in the first half. JJ with it. Up to Justin, back to JJ. Over to Trent. Trent goes through everybody. Floats it up, doesn't drop. And there'll be a foul called. So that'll be on Levy as well. 1:11 remain here in the first half. Garza coming in. Levy coming out, Garza going in. Oh. Trent with it. Mason. JJ. Mason. Justin. And McClure comes down with it. Garza. Elliott, Garza, Ganem, McClure, Sweezy. McClure clear for a 3, and he gets it. 37-27, 16 seconds remain. Mason with it. It's into Justin, JJ. 7 seconds. Chucks one. I love it. I love it. Wow. Tags the 3 at the buzzer. 30-37. Teams will go in and have a conversation for 10 minutes, talking about what they saw that they liked, what they didn't like, what they want to see changed, how they want the second half to go. Great job on both parts. That's exciting. Columbia Burbank 30, Tri-Cities Prep 37. Well, we are excited about what we're going to have for districts, and then we're going to see how things are going to go as we head. Districts will be completed next weekend on Saturday. So Saturday we'll see the end of district play as the championships, 3rd, 4th, and 5th and 6th places are played, and you've got probably. It'll be Brewster Bears against Cle Elum Warriors for the girls' championship. You have Lake Roosevelt Raiders versus Mabton Vikings for 3rd and 4th for the girls. And then you have Okanagan ladies playing White Swan. The loser of that game, as their season come to a close, the winner gets the final spot to state for the ladies since they have 5 spots. So that is what you're going to see for the ladies next weekend. For the boys, you're going to have the winner of this game playing the winner of the game that's going on over in Wenatchee between Okanagan and Kittitas. That'll be the championship, the winners, and then 3rd, 4th will be between the losers. And then in the final game, you have Warden playing Liberty Bell for 5th and 6th place, and both of those teams are going to state since there's 6 teams headed to state for the boys. Then there'll be the seating committee will decide who is what seating spot everybody gets. And then when that's all said and done, we'll get the first round of state. And the first round of state, I am a proponent that everybody goes and plays in Spokane. Just extend Wednesday, play at some high school gyms, play at the podium right next door. Just have all 16 teams experience state and do it double elimination. I know the RPI system and I know they're doing it well, that's helping cut down how many teams, etc. But I'd love to see just 16 teams, double elimination like it used to be, back in Spokane for the B, for 1B and 2B. I think it'd be awesome. Currently, the way it's done is basically the first round of state is played at a regional site, and depending on what your RPI ranking, well, not just RPI, it's your seeding, what your seeding is. If you're in the top 8 seeds, then you will go on and play in Spokane regardless. If you win, you get a skip. Wednesday single elimination games you play on Thursday. If you lose and you're in the top 8, you still go to Spokane. You just playing single elimination on Wednesday, and you will play the winner of the lower 16 of number 9 to 16. 9 to 16 seeds play each other. Loser out in that first round. Winner plays the losers of the top 8 games that occurred. So they will play Wednesday in Spokane. Again, single elimination. The sucky part about that is you get all excited. Everybody goes to Spokane. You get there. You play one game on Wednesday. If you lose, you're done. You head home. So you got one day at State in Spokane, and it's, I don't know. I would rather have the double elimination so teams know they're at least there for 2 days and are a little more excited about it. But that's just my opinion. So, but anyway, we'll have to see where the games are this coming, where the games are going to be played. If they're played here, I'm going to reach out this coming week to talk with the IT department here and just chat with them. I've been fortunate, very fortunate, that in my league, most towns have a good Wi-Fi connection for us nowadays. And so we can get on their Wi-Fi and broadcast the game without any issues, without the slowness or any problems. So it's been really nice that way for our league games. Obviously, down here today, they're just generally having IT problems. And his IT guy's out of town, and he didn't have a backup. So Russ was a little frustrated, which I understand. There are, being in IT, I get it. I also get if you're the only guy, it's kind of tough to have, not have backup. But yeah, I'm hoping that, hoping to have some better connections next weekend. I don't even know if either one of my cell phones has better coverage here. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the speed test. There we go. Close that one. Give me a new one. I'm not sure what I'm on. Wow. We were just trying a speed test, and I'm not sure what it did there. For a minute, it was connected to, I don't know what, but had a reasonable download, but the upload was non-existent. Wow. Okay, we got just a hot spot. I'm going to turn it on. All right. I think we got a connection here. Maybe this will do a little better for us. See if it picks up and does good. Come on, hot spot. Well, hopefully we'll get a good connection here. I'm trying something. See if coming across my hot spot, a different hot spot, seeing if it'll do better. Hopefully it does. All right, both teams back out on the floor. 1:42 before we get this underway again. (30-37). Sure, both coaches talk with the teams what they want to see here in the second half. Tri-Cities prep with a height advantage. All right, 32 seconds, and we'll get this one underway. Oh, got to remember to change to third. All right. Well. All right. There. See whose ball is it going to be to start? Yep. So, Tri-Cities prep ball to start the third. All right. Elliott to Sweezy. Sweezy out to McClure with it. Elliott feeds it up and in. Brody with it. Mason. Back to Brody. Justin. Back to Brody. Okay, so they're going to, oh, he's going to get a shoot two. Who's this one called on? Oh, it's on McClure. That's his first. He has 14 points. Sweezy has 12 for Tri-Cities. And 17 points for Brody. 31-39, 7:28 left here in the third. Gets that one as well. 32-39. McClure with it. So left to Elliott. Levy, Sweezy. Levy. And they're going to call that one out, and so it will be Columbia Burbank ball. Tri-Cities prep going to put on some pressure. JJ with it. Mason with it. Brody. JJ. Back to Mason. Back to Brody. Brody drives around, gives it back to JJ. JJ drives around. Gives it over to Mason. Mason to Brody. Brody for a three. Doesn't drop. Elliott with the rebound. Kicks it over to McClure. McClure across the timeline. Kicks it down into the corner. Back to McClure. Back to Sweezy. Drives around. Puts one up and doesn't drop. Brody with the rebound. Kicks it out to Mason. JJ. Ooh, doesn't drop. Sweezy with the rebound. McClure all the way up to Elliott. Gets it tipped, and it went off of Elliott's fingers. Columbia Burbank ball, 6:19. Mason into JJ. Back to Mason. Comes across back to JJ. JJ looks at it, gives it out to Mason. Mason drives, gives it to Trent. Trent just goes through everybody. Doesn't drop, but in comes Trent and puts it up and in. So basket counts. 34-39. That's a second one on Elliott. Trent gonna see if he can make it a three-point play. And he does. 35-39. McClure with it. McClure comes across the timeline. Kicks it out to Height. Height. He was passing to 5. He's going to shoot 2. Well, I did see a thing online. He was passing to Sweezy, but if you're in the motion towards the basket, they say that you're shooting, in the act of shooting. I saw that as a rule on one of the things about the referees. Gets that one, 35-40. And doesn't get that one. Trent gets the rebound, gives it off to JJ. JJ comes across the timeline. Gives it out to Mason. deep three. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. 38-40. Height into Sweezy. Sweezy doing everything he can. Gets that one up and in. Whoops. 38-42. 14 points for Sweezy now. Oh. Tried everything he could. Brody almost had that one. Doesn't drop, but they get the rebound, brings it out. Doesn't drop. Brody brings it out of there, down to JJ. JJ goes through. His doesn't drop. Sweezy gets it, gives it to McClure. McClure comes down. He fires a three, doesn't fall. Elliott gets it out to Height. Height comes in and gets it. 38-44. Mason over to Brody. Over to Trent. Trent goes, wants a timeout. The Tri-Cities ball with 4:29 left here in the third. (38-44). Proven to be a good one. There's a reason that Columbia Burbank got these guys by 2 in their last meeting after not being that close in the previous matchups. Previously, Tri-Cities Prep had some fairly significant wins, but Columbia Burbank playing much better ball. But a little bit of a size advantage with the height, 6'7", 6'5", and good. 2 quality teams going at it. That's what you want to see. Winner goes on to face the winner of the Okanagan-Kittitas game in the championship. Loser plays for 3rd and 4th. Everybody going to state. All right, McClure with it. 4:28. Kicks it down to Height. Height drives around, lose the handle, and gonna call a block. McClure to inbound it. Inbounds to Elliott, back to McClure. McClure over to Sweezy. Sweezy through traffic, drops it, and gets the point after. 38-46. Sweezy looking to get one here for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Fires and gets it. 38. Jace coming in for Trent. Brody with it. Back to Mason. JJ. Mason. Little floater. Doesn't drop. Elliott with the rebound out to McClure. McClure through traffic. Kicks it out to Gannon. Gannon does not get it to drop. Fight for the ball. McClure gets it. Gets it to Elliott. Back to Gannon. Feeds it under to Elliott. And Tri-Cities Prep with an inbound play. Height to inbound it. McClure fires a three. Doesn't drop, but Height with the rebound and the putback. 38-49. Jace, Mason, Brody, JJ, Jace. Doesn't drop, gets the rebound. Gives it to Mason. Nice job. Ends up in Elliott's hands. Gives it back to McClure. 3 minutes here in the third. McClure comes across the timeline. Over to Height. Doesn't drop. Brody with the rebound, out to Mason. Mason over to JJ. JJ. Mason. So they're saying, which I can't see it, but they're saying he stepped on the line, or he stepped out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds. McClure with it. Sweezy. 38-51, 2:20 remain in the third. Continued pressure. Mason to JJ to Jace. Jace for a three. Rims out. Sweezy with the rebound. McClure brings it across the timeline. Kicks it back to McClure. McClure doesn't drop for Height. Right there. JJ. I'm going to say white ball. So Brody. Into JJ. Gives it to Mason. Out to Jace. Kicks it out to Grady. Mason. So that'll be 4 or 3. That's the third on Levy. Third team foul here in the third. 1:32 left. Jace fires another three. Doesn't drop. JJ gets it. Kicks it back to Jace. Jace again gets it that time. Whoops. Let's see. 41-51. 1:18 remaining. Sweezy. I'm going to say jump ball. Cannon. Tied up on that one. We're going to have Brody inbounding with 1:10 remaining. Puts it back to JJ. JJ brings it down. Brings it across the timeline. Telling his offense what he wants to see. Gives it to Jace. Back to JJ. JJ to Mason. Back to JJ. Grady. JJ. Sweezy comes out of there with it. Gets it to McClure with 35 seconds remaining. Gets it back to McClure, or there's Sweezy. Peterson. Mason with it. 20 seconds remain. Gets it to JJ. Brings it across the timeline. Kicks it out to Jace. Jace to Grady. Grady back to Jace to JJ. JJ to Mason. Gets it tipped, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. 0.3 seconds remain in the third. Oh, Levy has 4 on him now. JJ at the line with 0.3 seconds remaining here in the third. Hoping to pull Columbia 2 points closer. He gets one of them. 42-51. It's ready. Gets a second one. 43-51. And hit the backboard, but that's close as it came. All right, we're down to the final 8. Winner to the championship. Loser plays for 3rd and 4th. (43-51). Sweezy leading all scorers with 19 for Tri-Cities Prep. McClure with 14. Columbia Burbank, Brody Shoemaker with 18. Mason Shoemaker with 9. All right. Let's see who gets to go play in the championship. Tri-Cities Prep will have the ball to start the 4th. Elliott with it. Elliott into McClure. McClure. Brings her down. Looks at it. Fires the 3 and sinks it. 43-54. 7:46 remaining. Brody with it. Down to JJ. And Trent hits a 3. McClure. Peterson. And a little hook, man. 46-56. JJ with it. Here's Trent. Trent fires, doesn't drop. Say Tri-Cities Prep ball. Sweezy coming in. 7:10 remain. 46-56. Sweezy feeds it to McClure, to Sweezy. Elliott. Down to Height. Height ends up turning it over. Jace with it. Gives it to JJ, or JJ has it. JJ backs up, fires, and sinks a 3. (49-56). Sweezy with it, gives it over to Height, to McClure. Height drives around, feeds it, whoa, and up and in for Peterson. Oh, I'm saying 58. I might have hit the wrong button. 49-58. Jace. Over to Trent. JJ. Nope. Peterson, Peterson with it. Outlet to McClure. McClure drives. Jace with it. Inbound play. Kicks it way out. JJ with it. Gives it to Trent. Trent to JJ. Jace to Trent. Elliott. That'll be his. Saying it's his 3rd. JJ with it. Grady. Trent had it. Elliott gets it. Elliott drives. Up and in. 49-60, 5:28 JJ. It'll be Tri-Cities prep ball. 5:17, lots of time left. Wants a timeout. Let's talk with his team. $49-60. 18 points for Brody Shoemaker. 10 for Trent. 9 for Mason. 7 for JJ. 19 for Sweezy. 17 for McClure. 8 for Elliott. All right, Tri-Cities prep to inbound. Put it back to McClure. McClure comes across the timeline. So over to Elliott, Height. McClure. Grady with it. Nice rebound by Grady. JJ. Brody. Grady. Mason for a three. Doesn't drop. Grady with the rebound and the putback. Grady to the line. 51-60. Peterson comes out. Gannon goes in. Grady doesn't get that one to drop. Gannon gets it. McClure is across the timeline. Kicks it down. JJ comes out of there with it. Gives it to Trent. Trent gives it to Grady. Brody with it. Brody. Yep. Height. That would be his fourth. Oh, that's his fifth. So Height comes out with 5. Levy goes in with 4. That's 4 fouls. So they don't get to go. They do not get to go to the line just yet. 51-60. Columbia ball. Oh, ends up with McClure. Levy. Somebody's going to shoot 2. Levy at the line to shoot 2. 51-60. Shoots that one, gets it. 61, 51-61. Gets that one as well. 51-62. JJ with it. Gives it to Mason. Gives it to Trent. Back to Mason. Mason drives. Puts one up. Doesn't drop. Sweeney with the rebound. Out to McClure. McClure takes his time. 3:37 remain into Sweezy. McClure, Sweezy. Levy. McClure. Elliott. McClure. Back to Levy. Levy out to Elliott. Bagnan. Doesn't drop. Doesn't drop. Gonna be Tri-Cities prep ball. Tri-Cities prep wants a timeout with 3:08 remaining. They are up 51-62. Trying to avenge the 2-point loss that knocked Tri-Cities down to the number 3 spot after defeating, but it's hard to beat any team 3 times in a year. Columbia Burbank played a great game and beat them by 2. Tri-Cities prep beat Liberty Bell for the opportunity to play here today against Columbia Burbank. Sweezy with the inbound. Elliott. Sweezy. Elliott. 51-64, 2:58 left. Justin gets it taken away by Sweezy. McClure. Sweezy. Back to McClure. Sweezy. JJ with it. Puts it to Trent. Trent. And that'll be 5. So for the last 2:25, they'll be going to the line. 13, that's 5 for him. So Levy out. Anthony coming in, or Oriana. Doesn't get the first one to drop. Trent at the line. Gets the second one. 52-66, 2:25 left. So another timeout called by Tri-Cities Prep. Wanting to maintain the ball basically so they don't get and lose it. .223 remain. Sweezy puts it into Elliott. Elliott drives down, kicks it back to Sweezy, back to Elliott. And they're going to call a foul. Second team foul. Third foul on Trent. McClure. Sweezy. 23 for him. JJ with it. Over to Trent. Up and in. 54-68. So can't touch the ball after you make the shot. McClure up to Elliott. 54-70. JJ with it. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. 140 remain. On 10, that's his second. So get him. It's JJ at the line. First one drops in. 55-70. And he gets the second one. 56-70. Sweezy with it. Kicks it out. McClure with it. McClure. 125 remain. McClure feeds it to Sweezy. Sweezy up and in. 25 points. JJ with it. Backs it out. Oh, that one's off. Into Sweezy's hands. Brody missed that one. McClure. Across the timeline. Sweezy. Fires a 3. Doesn't drop. Travel. So that'll be 49 seconds remain. 56-72. So they are pulling some of their players off. Garza comes in. All right, so Trent fires, doesn't drop. JJ backs out, fires, doesn't drop. Doesn't drop for Trent. 32 seconds remain. Garza with it. Gets it back. So JJ. It's a three team foul, so it'll just be an inbound play for him. 23.7 left. 56-72. Inbounds to McClure with 22 seconds remaining. And I think that's it. I think they've kind of decided that that's game. So Tri-Cities Prep will go on to play in the championship. And Columbia Burbank will play for third and fourth. Well, folks, I know we were hoping for another victory with Columbia Burbank, but didn't quite work out the way we'd planned. So, all right. Well, folks, thank you for watching. We will be back. We will be back next weekend as we broadcast the finals, the championship, and the other ones. So we appreciate everybody watching and all your support. Look forward to next weekend.